All right, we are getting this live visual coming in. Anthony Albanese, the Prime Minister of Australia, who's currently in India. And remember, of course, the visuals of yesterday when at the match of Border-Gavaskar Trophy, they were together and it was a lap of honor. Today, you're looking at the ceremonial guard that's taking place. This is the Rashtrapati Bhawan. All right, so there you had it, the handshake with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, and of course all the senior ministers from the government, starting with the Foreign Affairs Minister S Jaishankar, and one by one, of course, in queue all the senior ministers from the cabinet and the government, and of course senior officials, the armed forces chief as well there. This is very important, remember, because Australian Prime Minister had arrived on Wednesday. He also visited Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad, paid tributes to Mahatma Gandhi, inspected the Guard of Honour of the Indian Navy, and was also on board the indigenous INS Vikrant during his visit in India. We are being told it's about a 4-day-long visit. Prime Minister Modi ensuring that he introduces and acknowledges. It's not just about the Indian dignitaries, but also the Australian dignitaries there who are now meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Remember, this handshake is also about the friendship that the two nations are focusing on. It will be pertinent because there are several other visits that are planned. Of course, what we saw yesterday was more informal at the match. We'll now dip in to the audio here.
उनको गार्ड ऑफ ऑनर दिया गया और यहाँ पर मीडिया से भी बातचीत करते नजर आएंगे.
Well, can I just thank Prime Minister Modi for the extraordinarily generosity of his very warm welcome here. Australia and India are great friends. We are partners and we're building that partnership even stronger each and every day, both through our personal relationship as the Prime Ministers of India and Australia, but importantly as well the relationship between our peoples. I lead a delegation here of significant business leaders as well. We want to cooperate with India and build a relationship in culture, in economic relations as well as in our security. And I want to warmly thank Prime Minister Modi for this extraordinary welcome here today. We are competing on the cricket field to be the world's best, but together we are building a better world.
So that's a short, crisp but a beautiful statement there by the Australian Prime Minister, acknowledging, of course, the love and warmth that he has received here in the country. It's a 4-day visit. So it was not just about celebrating Holi or visiting a cricket match. It was also, remember, on board the INS Vikrant and now inspecting the Guard of Honour about the military strength of India. But it will be crucial for both netas and both the premiers of the country, because this is, remember, also about a stronger friendship, as you can see, of course. All smiles there and a handshake between Prime Minister Modi and Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. A photo opportunity moment there before they head inside.
बहुत ही देखने लायक है, दोनों कितने ज़्यादा कल भी हमें तस्वीरों को देखा जो दोनों
बिल्कुल दोस्त है, लेकिन उन्होंने ये भी बोला कि हम दोनों
लैंग्वेज
दोस्ती है, ये दोस्ती को हम आगे बढ़ाते हैं और बिल्कुल ये दो अलग-अलग देशों के राष्ट्राध्यक्ष जरूर हैं, लेकिन वो जो दोस्ती है प्रधानमंत्री की वो साफ तौर पर नजर आती हुई। कुछ ऐसा ही हमने देखा था कि बेंजामिन नेतन्याहू के साथ जो इजरायली प्रधानमंत्री हैं, साथ ही साथ जब राष्ट्रपति थे ओबामा अमेरिका के, उनके साथ इस तरह की दोस्ती, इस तरह की बॉडी लैंग्वेज हमने देखी थी पॉजिटिव।
Joining me now is India Today's Gaurav Sawant for the latest and a very important meeting there, isn't it? You know, many would have thought Gaurav is just about Holi and a cricket match, but it's clearly deep down about strategic initiatives, about defense programs and ensuring a strong friendship between both nations, Gaurav.
Pooja, India and Australia are celebrating 75 years of their cricketing ties. And as they celebrate 75 years of their cricketing ties, they're also celebrating strengthening of this relationship between the two democracies and strengthening it in every aspect. Just yesterday, while on board INS Vikrant, India's indigenous aircraft carrier, Anthony Albanese, a very important point. He said India is Australia's top-tier security partner. The fact that the Malabar series of exercises are being held in Australia for the first time between the Quad partners, India, Australia, Japan and the United States of America, shows the deepening strategic ties between the two countries, and that's one aspect. Trade is another very important aspect. Technology, coal imports, as far as Australia is concerned, export of coal from Australia, import to India, LNG, apart from LNG, lithium for batteries. And remember, India has a very ambitious target when it comes to renewable energy goals for automobiles and energy. That is where India and Australia are likely to partner in a very big way, apart from education. So this is one relationship that is actually being strengthened in every aspect, and especially now as both democracies realize they need to come together to not just checkmate expansionist forces like China, but to ensure the prosperity of this region is handled effectively by democracies.
And also interestingly, of course, we'll wait for further announcements as well, but already you can, Gaurav, for example, tell us about how, on INS Vikrant, he was the first foreign Prime Minister on board, and right now also he spoke about all the warmth that he has received while he was inspecting the Guard of Honour. We're being told Indian degrees are likely to be recognized in Australia, so there are some significant steps that could help Indians who are likely for looking out opportunities in Australia or vice versa.
So Indian diaspora is huge. Correct. In Australia. It's huge. The numbers are staggering. The number of Indians who are studying in Australia, the number of Indians who are working in Australia, and that number is increasing. You're absolutely right. Education is one area. Working professionals working in each other's countries, that is being expanded. The fact that our degrees will be recognized there, their universities will come here. You know, high technology education again is something that's big, and China has gained extensively from technical education in Australia, the United States of America. India is now hoping for that relationship to move forward, as is Australia.
Very interesting.
So, while he was on board INS Vikrant, they spoke of the partnership between the two countries. Security is a very important dimension. You know, when Chinese ships and submarines try to enter the Indian Ocean region, instead of just one India keeping an eye on Chinese movement, now you have 4 countries with excellent
So Gaurav, it will be of course pertinent to ask if we are looking at perhaps another very close ally that India is set to have, hopefully with Australia. Thank you so much. Gaurav Sawant with the latest coming in this morning about Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese inspecting a guard of honor. It's a 4-day visit to India. So there's Holi, there's cricket, but there are also strategic and security issues to be discussed.